Some guns don't age, they just get meaner with time. Folks talk about new techs, new triggers, fancy coatings, but the real legends, they don't need introductions, and they sure as hell don't need upgrades. These are the handguns that carve their name into history, not on paper, but in scars, dust, and smoke. Pistols that still outshoot half the market today, decades after they were born. And in a world full of plastic promises, these classics still prove one thing: real steel don't quit. So today, we're not talking trends, we're talking timeless. The ones that earn their respect the hard way through recoil, grit, and reliability that don't flinch. This is your boy Steve, and these are the best handguns of all time, still worth every damn dollar in 2025. You pick up a USP and it feels like a promise. Heavy, honest, built for work. This isn't a pistol for show or internet glory. It's a tool for people who need something that keeps running when the rest of the world goes soft. The USP's controls are sensible, the slide writes true, and the design tolerances read like instructions for durability. It earned duty trust because it kept firing under punishment and kept coming back for more. You don't buy it for the bells and lights, you buy it because it won't quit on you. There's a stubborn, quiet confidence in this frame. The safety and decocker give options under stress, the grip locks into your hand, and the recoil is honest, teachable if you train. It's not the lightest or even the flashiest, but it gives you what really matters: reliability, accuracy, and a feel that says work, not fashion. In 2025, when half the market chases trends, the USP stands as proof that solid engineering still wins the day. If you want a handgun that behaves like a grown tool in rough hands, the USP is a damn good place to start. Python. You don't forget the first time you hold one. Feels like metal that's already seen too much. Cold, heavy, and quiet. The kind of quiet that tells you don't mess this up. I remember seeing a guy touch off 6 from 1. Slow, steady, not a word said. When he was done, you could smell burned powder and respect in the air. Nobody clapped, nobody spoke. That's what a Python does. It makes people shut the hell up. It's not built for spray and pray, it's built for purpose. The trigger break feels like time stopping, and that recoil, straight, honest, no games. You either control it or it controls you. The new kids call it old. Fine. Let him chase trends. This revolver still shoots straighter than most of them can think. You want to feel a gun, not just shoot it? This is it. The one that doesn't forgive mistakes. Now get ready. Next one's not about class or heritage, it's about survival. Glock 17's next, and it never cared who you were. This don't beg for romance, it asks for work. You're in the mud, the magazine slips, you don't pray, you chamber and pull, the Glock fires, and that's the whole point. No polish, no sermon. It's a slab of purpose. People love to argue over models and forums and what's in. The Glock doesn't read message boards. It's handed to rookies, comps, contractors, anyone who can't afford failure. They trust it because it keeps answering. Yes, parts get renamed, MOS lines trimmed, gen numbers shuffled. That's industry housekeeping. The name that mattered kept breathing. Modern G17s still ship, still work. Don't let forum outrage fool you. Function outlives drama. This pistol doesn't flatter you, it corrects you. You shoot sloppy with it, and it forgives little. You shoot clean with it, and it proves you weren't wasting ammo. That hard, plain behavior is why it's everywhere, from duty belts to the ugly rigs that actually see use. 40 years on, the name still earns its keep. That's why it's one of the best handguns of all time and still worth owning today. You don't show off a Glock, you hand it to someone and expect the job done. Next up, loud and unnecessary. The eagle's coming, and it's all show, all pain. Boom! The shot kicks like a mule and echoes for miles. You don't shoot a desert eagle quietly. The whole world knows when you pull that trigger. The recoil hits, the smell of powder fills the air, and the brass drops like spent evidence. Everything about this gun is ridiculous, and that's why people love it. It weighs more than it should, burns ammo like a hungry engine, and costs enough to make you think twice. But the truth is, nobody buys a Desert Eagle because they need one. They buy it because nobody else feels like it. It's not a weapon you carry, it's an experience you survive. It's raw mechanical arrogance, steel and fire, refusing to apologize for either. Some guns you trust, this one you just respect from a distance. It doesn't ask to be justified. You hold a Desert Eagle, and for a few seconds, you understand power. Heavy, impractical, glorious power. It's too big, too loud, too expensive, and that's exactly what makes it unforgettable. The kind of gun that reminds you not everything needs a purpose to earn its place in history. You never forget the gun that didn't quit on you. The SIG P226 has that kind of memory. You pick it up, and it feels like something built to serve, not to impress. No marketing, no fake attitude, just that heavy, perfect balance that tells you it's ready for work. I remember seeing one run through rain, sand, and cold without choking even once. The shooter never cleaned it, just kept loading, firing, and trusting it. That's what the P226 is, the quiet kind of dependable. It's not loud about it, never tried to be famous, but anyone who's ever carried one knows. It's the sidearm that doesn't need introductions. It's solid, maybe a little proud, like an old soldier that's seen enough to stop bragging. The trigger's firm, the bilt's tight, and the gun just keeps running no matter what. Every part of it feels earned, not designed to win a crowd, but to finish a job. You can call it old if you want, doesn't matter. The SIG P226 isn't chasing trends. It already did its prime, proved its worth, and kept its word. And that's more than you can say for most modern steel. Beretta 92. The Army cut it loose, the range still trusts it. Drop the mag, check your chamber. Clear? Good. Now take the next drill. That's how it speaks. Crisp, by the book, no drama. The Beretta earned its keep where paperwork met blood. Long patrols, hot packs, and mornings that started before the sun. Soldiers didn't fall in love with it, they learned to depend on it. That's different. Dependence is quieter, meaner. It's awkward to carry sometimes, and yep, it's got that old school weight to it, but in a firefight, you don't get to be picky, you get what you can trust. The Beretta slide and the long sight radius, they're not cosmetics, they're reasons men came back whole. Cover my 6. You good? For now. Those are the kind of short lines this pistol earns. No speeches, just action. It's got history tied to uniformed men and the stupid things orders ask of you. It's not the prettiest gun on the table, but it's the one that's been issued, tested, and blamed for keeping lives whole. Next one isn't military issue, it's rebellion made of polymer and brass. It changed how shooters think about speed itself. You pick it up and it feels wrong. Thin, long, polite. Then you shoot it and everything about wrong looks clever. The 5.7 isn't trying to be a 9mm, it's trying to rewrite the rulebook. Small budget, stupid speed, light recoil. It lets you rip follow-ups like you're pulling a string. People scream about armor and miss. Ignore the shouting, cause the truth's cleaner. It's a pistol built around a weird little cartridge that behaves more like a rifle round in the way it flatlines through the air. That gives you control and weirdly useful ballistics. It's not for everybody, Ammo's pricier, options are thin, and parts ain't as common as for the big boys, but when you want accuracy without the wallop, it answers. This gun carves a niche, fast handling, low flinch, and a magazine that keeps coming. Law guys and nerds both love it for different stubborn reasons. It's niche, it's divisive, and those are its strengths. You either get it or you don't. No showmanship, no romance, just a pistol that asks one question. Do you want to shoot better, not louder? If the answer is yes, the 5.7 will make you feel smart and dangerous all at the same time. Hand it to me, grip low, don't smile. That's lesson 1 with a GP100. It's not polite, it's the kind of iron that snaps arrogance out of a person before the smoke clears. The frame's thick, the pull honest, the recoil a lesson you can hear. You earn every shot. I remember the first time I let a kid show off with one. Light grip, fast pull, damn near laughed at himself when the gun corrected him. He walked away quieter, hands shaking, and he didn't try a fancy trick again. That's what the GP100 does. It punishes sloppiness and rewards the man who pays attention. No plastic comforts, no pretty triggers. This revolver demands posture, breath, and patience. You rush it, and it reminds you why respect matters. You shoot it long enough, and your stance changes. Your aim sharpens because the gun won't let you pretend. People keep one in the truck not for looks, but because it makes shooters stop acting like kids. It's a tool that grinds technique into you until it sticks. If you want something forgiving, go buy a polymer toy. If you want a gun that teaches you to be a shooter, the GP100 will do it with no apologies and no mercy. Pretty face, razor teeth. Looks like a polite pistol on paper, tidy slide, gentle lines, a grip that promises comfort. You pick it up, and that politeness turns sharp real quick. It doesn't shout, it waits, then bites if you get cocky. That's where the real work begins. I put it through the usual backdoor checks. Limp wrist strings, filthy mags, fast follow-ups, even sloppy reloads. It just kept chewing. Magazine wobble? It shrugged. Feeding hiccups under abuse? Almost nothing. That stubborn, accurate strike you get after the third round, that's when you meet the CZ75. Midway through a drill, it stops being a pretty gun and starts being a teacher. It forces you to fix your habits or get embarrassed on the range. In 2025, it still matters because parts are out there, gunsmiths understand it, and the ergonomics make bad shots look worse, which oddly is useful. You don't buy this for show, you buy it to get better. If the whole point of a handgun is to make the shooter into something sharper, then this one earns its keep. It belongs on any list of all-time best still worth buying today. Small, deadly anyway. Pocketed, and it feels like a promise. Light, polite, like someone who nods before they stab. That's the PPK's trick. It looks harmless until it isn't. You don't parade this one at the range to impress. You keep it quiet and let it speak when the lights go low. I had one once in a bad night. Winter rain, close quarters, and a man who shouldn't have been alive arguing with gravity. The PPK came out like a whisper. The work it did afterward wasn't quiet. After that, I stopped laughing at small guns. They've got tricks the big boys just can't buy. Don't expect high-capacity bravado. Expect a compact that makes up for size with timing and reach. It forces you to be precise, to think 2 moves ahead, and to respect the moment you pull the trigger. That impatience you carry, it gets corrected here softly and without mercy. People romanticize it for style, which is fine, but the real reason it still matters in 2025 is this. It fits where weight and discretion count, and it performs when others fumble. It's a quiet tool for quiet men. If you underestimate it, you'll learn the hard way. But hey, the next one doesn't hide in pockets. It walks in loud, heavy, and proud. The kind of steel that doesn't ask for silence, it demands space. You ever hold a gun that feels smarter than you? Well, that's this one. The damn thing predicts your next mistake before you make it. You squeeze too soon, it waits. You rush the reset, it punishes you with a clean miss that feels personal. The Shadow 2 doesn't care about charm. It's heavy, unapologetic, all metal and math. You don't run it, you negotiate with it. Every millimeter of travel, every click in the trigger, it's like the gun's whispering, "Slow down, rookie." I saw a guy at a match try to muscle through recoil, looked confident until the timer told the truth. The Shadow stayed calm, he didn't. That's the gap this pistol exposes, discipline versus noise. There's no comfort zone here. Grip it wrong, it tells the world. Grip it right, it rewards you with precision that borders on arrogance. I've shot faster pistols, lighter ones, flashier ones, but none felt this honest. You don't buy the Shadow 2 because it's perfect. You buy it because it doesn't forgive you, and somehow that makes you better. For me, it's worth every dollar, but what about you? Let us know in the comments section below. Range was hot, timer buzzed. The canic barked twice before the first casing hit the floor. Everyone stopped, not because it was loud, but because it was that fast. You could feel the reset in your bones. Short, clean, and cocky. That's what this pistol does. It makes even calm shooters grin like they've done something illegal. I've seen expensive race guns trip under pressure, but this Turkish-made polymer just laughs through drills like it's an OP enemy villain. People underestimate it until they shoot it. Then the talk changes. They start checking their own triggers, wondering why a gun half the price feels twice as confident. The TP9 SFX doesn't need validation. It gets it at the range, on timers, and in hands that know the difference between hype and hardware. Is it perfect? No. But when it runs mean. Flat recoil, crisp break, and that weird satisfaction of a pistol that feels like it's punching above its weight. This isn't some range shit pretending to be serious. It's the real deal that snuck in the back door and embarrassed the big names. The next one isn't fast, it's fearless. Older steel, colder heart, built to survive anything you throw at it. You think it's the shooter, the stance, the grip, the hours on the line? Then this thing comes along and proves you wrong. Gun against man. That's the real fight. The PX4's rotation says patience. The shooter says hurry. The gun stays calm, steady, mechanical truth in motion. It doesn't shout, it shows. Pull sloppy, and it lets you feel every mistake through your wrist. Hold it tight, and it rewards you with a rhythm that feels earned. Short recoil, rotating barrel, fine. That's mechanics. What matters is how it corrects you without saying a word. Your elbows find their place, breath slows, shots start stacking like they know where they're going. The pistol doesn't forgive, it refines. Good shooters get reminded they're human. Average shooters learn something about control. There's no charm here, no glitter, no gimmick. Just the quiet grind of a machine doing what it was born to do. That's why it still belongs in 2025, not because it's famous, but because it still tells the truth. Every pull, every recoil, it measures you, not the other way around. The next one doesn't measure you at all, it challenges you. Rougher, louder, built for the man who trusts the gun more than the world around him. You know what I hate? People who talk down this gun like it's some budget backup. They see the polymer, the price tag, the plain face, and they think it's average. That's how you know they've never run it dirty, never dropped it in the mud, never trusted it when the light goes out. The M&P9 2.0 doesn't care about showrooms. It's a work pistol, a blue-collar fighter that just refuses to quit. The grip texture bites back, the slide feels like it's been sanded by experience, and the trigger, not fancy, but honest. Pull it, and it breaks. End of story. I've watched fancy guns jam after a couple of thousand rounds. This thing just keeps shooting for the same thing like it's mad you doubted it. It's the sidearm you throw in a bag and forget until you need it, and it reminds you why you kept it. It doesn't care about brand wars, Glock comparisons, or marketing fluff. It's just there doing its damn job quietly and perfectly. The M&P9 2.0 isn't glamorous, it's dependable, and that's why men who've actually seen trouble keep one close. Not for pride, not for power, but for peace of mind. The next one doesn't just survive, it defines the word. Built like an ending, carried like a legacy. Not flashy, not needy, just a pistol that works without applause. XDM Elite isn't showmanship, it's workmanship. You pick it up and feel balance where it matters, a slide that moves with purpose, a trigger that breaks clean and forgets the drama. It's built for shooters who don't need convincing. Grip locks firm, recoil stays honest, and accuracy keeps its word long after the novelty wears off. Most guns chase attention, but this one earns trust. Yeah, there's talk online. Some claim finish wear, trigger stiffness, the odd failure after long abuse. Maybe, maybe not. Every gun earns its scars differently. What matters is this one keeps showing up, runs after a round, holding zero, feeding right, refusing to quit. You'll find prettier or pricier pistols. You'll find louder reputations, but few feel this grounded. It's a gun built by people who solve problems instead of selling Logans. When everything else gets loud, this one just works. Steady, silent, and certain. The kind of pistol you keep not because it's perfect, but because it never had to pretend. See, time's a hell of a test. Everything breaks, rust, and fate, but not these. These are the ones that outlived hype, trends, and every plastic imposter that came after. You don't buy these guns for a show, you buy them because they work. Every pull, every shot, every year that passes, they keep proving why legends never die. I'm Steve, and I'll always say this. Real trust ain't built in ads or fancy boxes. It's built in rounds fired and lives defended. Ride smart, shoot straight, and respect the steel that stood the test of time.